Welcome everybody. I am Matthew Bivens, transformation specialist in the YourDay Balance Game and player of this game for 9 years.
And I am Saint Day Adioba. I'm the architect of YourDay Balance Game, and I love this game.
Today we're talking about the 3 pillars to overcoming codependency. And those pillars are margin, trust, and clarity. So, Day, let's jump right in.
Deal.
Talk to me, what is margin and what does that have to do with codependency?
Matthew, margin is having that space. You know, a lot of times in life we have a certain amount of energy. And when we wake up each day, we have a certain amount of responsibility that we're responsible for. And that eats up that energy. Margin is the space you have at the end of the day when all your responsibilities are moved through in life and you still have space over energy left over at the end of the day. So most people don't have any energy left over at the end of the day. It's just eating up. Life eats up your whole bandwidth from emergencies to responsibilities. So margin is having energy left over at the end of the day. That's the energy you're taking to sleep, rest, to heal you for the next day. Most of us burn out before the day's even over. Then we start reaching for alternative sources of energy to power us through that day that costs us our life force before it even benefits us. So margin is essential to really having space to enjoy life. We like to say the peace is in the margin.
So margin is similar to this idea of like bandwidth. I've heard people talk about, I don't have any bandwidth left, I can't manage different things. So what you're saying is the idea of margin is when you have enough bandwidth at the end of the day, enough margin at the end of the day, then you aren't feeling burnt out.
Well said. A lot of people don't understand what the symptoms of being burnt out are, but there's a lot of things that are a result of being burnt out. So you go to your doctor, you're like, I have anxiety, I have depression, my weight's going up, I'm not getting along with my wife. All these are symptoms of burnout. They don't even realize it. It's just happening unconsciously, and it's because they don't have margin. What's happening is that their energy is going down and the responsibility keeps going up. The responsibilities don't stop, but your energy is dropping back. Then you make choices that are less than powerful for you, and your energy drops even more. But those responsibilities are still clicking. So you have a set amount of responsibilities each day, and then you don't even plan for a level of things called circumstances that you don't see that happen each day too, to eat up that extra bandwidth. So between your own responsibilities, you don't have enough energy. Now you have circumstances that are on top of that, called emergencies, you're done. And people are breaking every day, wondering why their relationships are ruined, wondering why they have anxiety, headaches, depression, obesity, cancers. All those are consistently high states of burnout.
So how do you build more margin? Because it sounds like having more margin is the thing that you want to get to, but what do you have to do to actually build margin?
Yeah, that's easier said than done, but that's what's exciting about it. I can say first thing it takes to start moving towards margin is courage. Courage. If you're not willing to face it and face what you know needs to be faced, it's hard to build margin. You know, a lot of people don't want to face it, so they sit in denial. Their body's going down, your body's like blaring with this alarm clock, and you're muting it, and you know it. When your body's like, you've been sitting at this desk too long, get up and move, and you don't. You're like, just one more paper. When your body's like, you know, you want this, eat this, like, no, I'm gonna eat this or take this drug or drink this. And you're just not listening to your body. So first thing it takes courage to listen and face what you don't wanna face.
So what are other things that you don't wanna face? So I'm hearing you say, if I'm sitting and doing work and my body is sort of telling me that I should move, but in my mind I'm like, no, I gotta finish this paper, I got a deadline, I got my boss jumping on my back. Like what else can you share, what else does it mean to face it?
You know, in this world of codependency, you know, we say codependency is having addiction to either your job or being a savior complex, taking care of other people. A lot of times people really take care of other people because they don't want to really face themselves. So if I save you, I don't have to look at myself.
Okay.
And that's that denial. You know what I mean? As long as I take care of you, as long as you're happy. I even hear this. It doesn't matter about me no more. As long as you're taken care of, I want to take care of my kids. It doesn't matter about me. It's like when you're gone, who's going to take care of your kids? So you're in this big denial, and you don't want to face it because it takes a lot of courage to face it. It does. It's easier for me to take care of you and see what you need to do to be helped and fixed. But looking at myself, no, that's scary. It's intimidating.
I get that. So it takes courage. You said that was the first thing that it takes to build margin, but what else? So let's say I have the courage, I'm ready to face myself, I'm ready to take a deep look at the things that I'm doing. What's the next step that I can take to build some margin?
Excellent question. You know, from that space of courage, and courage just means I'm willing to face it.
Okay.
You can be scared, whatever, and still have courage. It takes courage to overcome fear. And just because you have courage doesn't mean you're confident. So to answer your question, from that courage, you start building confidence. And that's the next thing it takes. Courage moves into confidence, like I can. So courage is just, I'm going to face it. Confidence is, I can do it. I can do that, I can do that. So when it comes to building your capacity, which increases your margin, which starts dissolving codependency, you got to get confident that you can take care of yourself. You got to get confident that you can move your body, you can let go of that weight, you can become more flexible. That confidence is key, that I can get my body to do what it's capable of doing, restore it back to its youth, its vitality, the energy I need to take care of my life. So confidence would be the next thing. You got to have courage to confidence.
I heard you talk about moving your body and being more flexible. Is margin all about fitness and the physical side of things?
You know, none of it's all about any one thing, yet it's essential to everything. Fitness is a very important part because when your body stops moving, your experience diminishes. So it's very important that you have access to this vehicle. One thing we always say, Matthew, is that your body can either be an anchor weight or a teammate. Anchor weight or teammate. And if you don't take care of it, your mind has to literally pull it along just to do what you want to do. So do you want an anchor weight or do you want a teammate? So it's not everything, it's just essential to your experience.
Makes sense.